Right, so let's go ahead. So once you're able to, please, I will suggest, if you're just joining, I will suggest you get the previous recordings. Like I said initially, the reason why we made this class free was so that most students will participate, right? Uh, Obviously, the trainings for this course usually is way higher, much for some, not every student, but some students. So literally we had to begin this routine trainings every month, right? We have this monthly, either it's a workshop or a consistency challenge. Last month was a consistency challenge where we hosted about three uh, guests, one of which was Professor Aguku from US, the CEO of Chi-Square, who enthusiastically shared his knowledge with us. And then we had Dr. Balogun, the author. I think you should get his book. He wrote a very wonderful book. Now, this is a side talk. He wrote a wonderful book on scholarship Bible, right? It's a wonderful book. In fact, after reading that book, I literally could go in for any application with confidence, right? I am not lying, right? It's a very good book. And he's not paying me for this. He doesn't know me personally, right? I mean, he knows me, but right, he's not paying me for saying this. I'm just saying that the book is good, right? Especially if you're preparing for any scholarship outside, it's really important that you read those books. He shared in depth. I think the price is around 10,000 now, right? So, but it's a worth investment. You can search for him, Dr. Balogun. Yeah, Dr. Balogun. I've forgotten the other name. So he was here last month with us, and he shared enthusiastically on the research and how it's influencing the society. So, but monthly, it's either a consistency challenge or a master's class. So this month we decided to go for a master's class so that people will also gain on this aspect on survey design. All right, so let's go ahead. So if you're joining us, please try and get those videos. It really go a long way in helping you. The videos for the first and second day and third day. Reason that we made it free, the training is free, but the video won't be free. Right? If you make it free, then people will neglect being in class. Right? People will neglect being in class, and that's why we know ourselves. You know, I was once a student. I'm still a student. Right? We're always a student. So we know that if you make notes available, students won't come to class. Right? So we had to add a price tag so that people will be forced to come to class. Then if you're paying, if you want to get the video later on, you have to pay to get access to the video. It's not even much. I think we'll just keep it at either 3,000 or 35. We'll just add a little bonuses to it. We'll add a certificate. Of course, there is usually a certificate after a workshop. But what guarantees or what qualifies you for that certificate is your ability to finish the project that will come after this workshop, right? We'll have a few activities for you to engage, which is very simple. It's just a simple survey to create and analyze. If you're able to do that, then you qualify for the certification. And then once you're able to do that, you also get access to version 27. In addition to your certificates, you also have access to version 27 SPSS. Okay? So I think that the three, but it's something worth it. I think it's even an extra bonus, right? Together with the video for just that amount. Yeah. So let's go ahead. So if you're just joining us, go to Kobo Collect, gobo2box.org, and it will take you to this website. All right. And then this is something that we did yesterday. Okay. And just go and sign up. If you didn't sign up, you have to sign up. And once you sign up, it will bring up a list of items for you to fill up. Once you fill that up, it will send you a mail to your mail list, and then you have to confirm your mail. Once you've confirmed your mail, the next place you then properly log in. The next place it will bring you is this home page, right? Now, if you're doing this with your phone, you might not see this item here. You might not see the project topic here. There was another. We renamed this as our. It was my project before. We renamed it. So if you are using your phone to create this form, you might not be able to see some things. So there is a something like this box. Let me see if I can increase this font. Okay. All right. So there is something of this nature on your phone. Beside your phone, beside the key on the Kobo Box website, beside the key, there is something like this on your phone bar. Just click on it to be able to see these options that you are seeing here now. Right? If not, you won't see it on your phone. Okay? Is that a hand? I can't see your screen. Oh my god. You should have just spoken up now. Sorry about that. I didn't know. I wasn't sharing. Sorry. Sorry. I wasn't sharing my screen. Okay. So I was actually talking about this. I said for those who are using their phone, probably you're a student, you don't have a laptop, right? You can use your phone to access and create this questionnaire, this form, and people will fill for you online, right? So when you open the Kobo Collect, you always see this Kobo toolbox, but you won't see these options here, right? So you have to click on a button, something like this, either something like this or something of this nature, just beside the key. Just beside the key. Once you click it, then other options like this ones will come out. Then you can create a new project, or you can create a previous project, depending on what you're working on. So let's see how far we can go tonight. God helping us. Okay, so we are trying to create a pre-evaluation and post-evaluation form. Remember I said yesterday that before you start creating any form, any survey, first of all, you should have in mind your aim of creating that survey. What is your aim of creating that survey, right? And once you're able to create that survey, then once you're able to know your aim and purpose of creating that survey, you must be able to identify your target audience. Who are my primary audience? Who are my target population? Right? So once these two are on ground, then you can begin to structure your questionnaires based on other factors that we mentioned yesterday, such as your clarity of question, such as not using double-barreled question, such as not asking sensitive questions early, right, and not being direct in your questions that you ask people, which can trigger lies, right? It can trigger people to lie. So these are just things that you should take note of. I remember something I said yesterday: don't depend only on your creative ability, right? I said here on day two that there are two or rather three means of getting your research questions that will fill up your questionnaire, right? So I said one could be your creative ability, your interest, and your creative ability, and then AI. I also mentioned one else that is very crucial and the main area where you can get questions, which is articles online, and I described it in that day too on how to go about it. So you just have to use these three means to make the most out of your questionnaire, right? So aside from the main little rules you have to observe. All right, so for this survey we're about to create, so we have just a pre-evaluation survey and post-evaluation survey. We want to assess, okay, these trainings that, because this about this training, that's why we're using it. So it depends on your own interest. So we want to check, okay, do people have a previous knowledge about research? Do people have what's the level of knowledge of research or data analytics skills at this point? Then after we've exposed them to this training, what is their level of knowledge? How are they able? How have they been able to engage research or survey analysis based on this training? So these are things we want to just do a pre-evaluation and post-evaluation research, and this is what we'll now use to check our reliability tomorrow, or rather today, if we're able to finish up, and then also do descriptive statistics using SPSS, and also show how to clean your data. Right, my eyes has been on my screen all through today because I had a very big data cleaning to do, right? And data cleaning is not something that is very, very wonderful, right? It's easier to analyze than to clean, right? So most of you who are in this field will understand what I'm saying, right? So it's good that we understand these basic concepts, and then tomorrow we'll try to do the reliability and then the descriptive statistics and data cleaning and the basic analysis we might do in Excel and then in SPSS. Alright, so yesterday we asked the first question. We wanted to know, first of all, our social demographic data. Who are our participants in this cohort, in this training? So we want to just know your name. We ask, okay, what is your name, right? I'll also show us how we created this one. I'm creating the second session, right? And then we also want to know your email, want to know the country you're joining from, and then that's the end of this section 1. So we're about to create the section 2 of this study, and we can call this section 2. Okay, I think there is still one more question I pen down here for. Okay, we also want to know for this section 1, we want to also add, still under section 1, we want to also add the current professional role of our participants. So what's your current profession or role? Current profession / role. So once you've created your question, the next is to know, okay, what format should it be? Remember this. Remember this. Where is it now? So should it be what? What kind of question should it be? A closed-ended question or open-ended question? So this should be what should guide how you're creating the question here. So you've asked the question, right? You made a question very easy, right? Your current profession, do you understand? But you do want them to have an open-ended question just to type anything they want, or do you want to give them options? So at this point, we want to give them options to choose from. So just click on add questions, and once you add questions, see what will happen. Just look very closely. Alright, so are you seeing that many options comes out? And now we want to be able to select just one option in these. We want them to select just one option, not many options. And we don't want it to be a text. We don't want it to be a number. We don't want it to be a decimal. We don't want it to be a date, right? We want it to be just one option. Select one option, right? So let's just click on select one, and then we begin to add the options. Undergraduates. Please, if at any point you stopped following or couldn't hear me, please, someone just unmute and speak, so it will be easier for me to know. At least, okay, I think I can hear myself. All right, so undergraduates, and then you can add the next one, postgraduates. Now, usually people will use Google Form. It's still okay to use Google Form, but try something new, right? Especially if you're going for a higher program, try something new. I shared yesterday the beauty of using Kobo Collect, Kobo Toolbox, that even top brands are using it today. So try something new. So postgraduates, the third option can be, okay, let's add a researcher. Probably you're not an undergraduate or postgraduate, but a researcher, or you are into academics. Okay, and then the third option could be probably you're a data analyst. This is still under social demographic. They want to know our participants, want to know the demography of our participants. Okay, the background of our participants rather, and then maybe educator. All right, so that's all. Then we can click on, okay, maybe others. All right, I'll still show us how to undo this, but let's go ahead. So once you're done with that, always save. Click on save. So we have our social demographic data all set. Then you click on the next add question now to open a new section.
Sorry, we are not seeing it again, sir. We are not seeing it.
Are you serious?
I think it's his network. I can see him. I can see everything.
Okay. Okay. If you can't see, just try log out and log in again. Try log out and log in again. Hopefully, it should connect. So once you're done with this section, you begin to create the second section. We can call this our current knowledge or experience. So let's add the questions under this. We'll still group it into a section. I'll show us how to do that just in a moment. So the third question I want to ask here is, how would you rate your current knowledge of effective questionnaire or survey design principle? Okay, how would you rate your current knowledge, okay, of effective questionnaire and so okay, principles. Okay, so once you're done with this, you can add the question. Okay, so you click on add. So who can tell us now, should this be an open-ended question or a closed-ended question? Who can help us? Anyone?
Should be close.
Close-ended. Okay. Let me not ask why. So let's go ahead. It should be a closed-ended question. So we want to select just one option. So let's just write no knowledge. No knowledge, or rather a beginner. A beginner. Okay. Option 2, limited knowledge. Limited knowledge. Okay, and then option 3, just click on this to add more options. Moderate knowledge, intermediate knowledge rather, intermediate knowledge. Okay, and then you can click and add 2 more, rather experts. Okay, so we can just click on save. Always check for this. Now, even if you are offline, this thing automatically saves. That's the beauty of using Kobo Collect. Assuming that you were collecting this data and entering this data, and suddenly you needed to go offline, you can still be doing this. It will still be saving your data, right? And yet, once you on your data, it uploads immediately, automatically into the server, right? It's very nice. I love just what they did in this website. So, and it's very free, a free app to use. So we are done with question 2 of our, or rather first question of our second section. So let's add another question. Probably want to also know, how would you rate your current proficiency in SPSS? How would you rate your current proficiency proficiency in SPSS? All right, let's just keep it at that, and then this should be a close-ended one as well. So we just want to select just one. Okay, so we can just write no experience at all, no experience with SPSS. So option 2, very limited knowledge. Now you know that you are sending this document to an audience that you don't know, so always proofread, right? This is just because this is a live exhibition. Of course, you should take your time to do this, because there might be errors and spellings when you're typing, so make sure you proofread. Nothing piss people off like seeing errors in a professional, in quotes, questionnaire that you want to use in a big research, right? So that's why there is always an editor for every survey. So please try to have a second eye look through your survey before you push it out. Basic user. Okay, so we can just add these hints for people to understand. Probably basic user, they need to just know I can perform a few tasks. Okay, just write I can perform, or rather can perform a few tasks on SPSS. Alright, so then proficient user. Okay, so let's just write this as proficient user. Proficient user. That means let's just describe this for them as well. You can use many of the functions in SPSS. So this we just want to make it very clear. Remember, we said not to use vague options for your audience. They should be able to understand the options and be able to fill it without second guessing. Remember, you're not there. It's not like a group questionnaire that, like we saw yesterday, we described a group questionnaire where people are there, the respondents are there, the researcher is there. If you have any question, you can easily ask. But this is an online survey you're about to push out, so people need to understand some things. We can also add here opened it. I only opened it. Okay, just only opened it. Open SPSS once or twice. So let them know the category where they are. Very limited knowledge, only opening it once or twice. Then we have an advanced user. Okay, let's just write experts. Level. So this means you can use all the softwares, all the applications. You can use regression, factor analysis. You can do a correlation. You can do regression. You can do advanced meta-analysis using SPSS. So then we can say that you are an expert in this. So let's go ahead. And then that's our question. We can go ahead and create a third one. Now let's try to add another option that can use multiple response. So let's try, what are the tools, okay, software that you regularly use, okay? Which data analytics tools, I think we'll have to do a little bit of SPSS this night so that it will save us time tomorrow, because this is taking much of our time. Alright, so that we'll have to do some part of the SPSS today. Which data analysis tools do you currently use? Okay, do you use regularly? Alright, so we want to give them a multiple response for this one now. So once you add, we are not clicking on select run again this time, we are clicking on select many. So click on select many. That means they are disposed to select not just one option but 2 options or 3 options. So let's just write Excel, Microsoft Excel, So we can also have SPSS. We can also have R. You can also have Python. You can also have Stata. Meanwhile, our cohort 4 for the advanced research analytics, I think for the next, not this current batch, cohort 4, I think cohort 5 will have Stata in the 2. So if you are interested in learning Stata, begin to prepare ahead of time. We'll be adding Stata to our training 2, not this present cohort, not the cohort 4. Cohort 4 is still on R and SPSS and research methodology. So, but let's go ahead, Stata, SAS, and then we can have Tableau. Let's just, okay, Power BI, let's try Power BI so we can go fast. So these options can be selected multiple times. They can select Excel, SPSS, R, Python, depending on whichever one they are using most currently. So let's save our files. So we have, okay, one more question here. What is your primary motivation for attending these 2? Alright, so let's just add this again. What is your primary motivation for attending these 5-day masterclass? Right, you can also tell them select all that apply. Select all that apply. You can also add that. We didn't add that here. Just hint, select all that apply. Okay, so we can add that, add many. Alright, so we have to learn hope we're following to this point. Are we lost?
No, right answer to me here.
Okay, is only one person responding. Others, are they lost? Hope you're following at this point. Okay, Touch Obodo is following. Timothy Obodo.
I understand.
Okay, alright. Who is raising their hand? Let's see. Okay, you're following. Alright. Okay, Anthony, thank you. Alright, let's go ahead. You know, you when you are teaching and then all of a sudden the class behind you is silent. If you teach in a society. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead to learn new skills in survey design. All right, this should be our first option. The second option, to improve my SPSS data analytics skills. Alright, that's the second option. The third option, to refresh my existing knowledge. Like I said, some persons are already experts here. They just join to keep up with the knowledge I already have, to refresh my existing knowledge. Okay, so I think let me just mention this while I fill up this questionnaire. Like I said yesterday, I pointed out yesterday the need for us to attend webinars, right? Not just because you're attending this one. It's really important that you attend webinars because it has a way to expose you to other horizon of people's thinking. That's why we launched this student ambassadorship program, right? It's just something that will create stir up people's initiative when you are learning from different backgrounds. The tutors for that ambassadorship program will be both Nigerians and Pakistans. So it's just for us to see how we could learn, and it's for specifically for students, not everybody, right? And it's free, completely free for 12 weeks. It's just a way to, when you learn from different people, from different perspectives, you see that knowledge can be very, very easy to grab because people from different background, from different culture, can have a way of enlightening you in other things, and you'll be wowed by it. I say this sincerely, right? So I'm just saying this for you to see the importance of webinars. Whenever you see webinars holding on, please log in and join and learn and contribute as well. It has a way of helping understanding how to. So option 4, understanding how to conduct reliability testing, and then to gain practical hands-on experience, alright, so to gain practical and hands-on experience. Yeah. All right. So remember, every one of us in this call and those in the group chat, we are filling this questionnaire. We are filling this questionnaire once we are done with this call. Okay. Sam, do you have a question?
Yes, sorry, I kind of missed out when we are doing this aspect of what's the primary motivation. Are we going to do the options or the question settings for this one to become select one or select many?
Sorry, say again. I didn't hear you.
I said, are we going to do the options for what's the primary motivation to become select one or select many?
Yeah, we ticked on select many. We want them to select as many as they think is there, because someone might have an existing knowledge, but yeah, they want to have an hands-on experience. So you can't just tell them to just tick one, right? So these are things that we mentioned, okay, that is really important. So clear questions, concise questions, open-ended questions, and then these are decisions you must make on pen, right? On pen before starting to type your enter your questionnaires online, right? There are things that you should have penned down and then be able to clearly remember. The word is logically organize your questions. Okay, logically organize your questions so that people will easily flow. All right, so we have 2 more options to explore. Yeah, like I told you, people wanted to explore how MI analytics, right? It's quite funny, and research consults If, who is that? Moa, your mic is unmuted. Please mute yourself, okay? To explore MI analytics and research consults training style. So that could be someone's motivation. Yeah. Miss Margaret, Miss Margaret, if you're on the call, please try to mute or eject the person. Okay, so let's continue. So we have two more options to explore to prepare the future research. All right, I just added it for just to prepare for future. Probably you're praying for an MSc program, so I have to add this future research studies or academic studies. All right, and then to network with other participants. This could be also someone's primary motivation to networking with others. Okay, so we are done. This is our sixth question, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the group. Under this group we have 3 now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4. Let's add one more, and this time we want to add something that is on text. Want people to feel something, not multiple choice, not single choice, but let them have liberty to express their thoughts. So let's just ask them, what specific challenge or questions related to survey design or data analytics are you hoping to be addressed? Okay, so let's just keep it at this. So obviously, if we start giving options in this, it will be a not an exhaustive list. So we have to give them liberty to add their thoughts. So that will be a text, right? Remember, there are many options. So just click on text. Then once you're done with this, you can just save. Now, if you're not yesterday, see how to group. If you were not here yesterday, see how to group these questions now. So let's group them now into okay, so let's just close up every one of them. Just close up, just minimize. Alright, so now they are all, so we want to now group them like we grouped this social demographic data. So once you click the first one, once you have your mouse and these 4 arrows are on, hold down your control key, click on the first one, and when this blue border comes out, hold down your control key, click on the next one, the blue border comes out, hold on the control key, like that. You can scroll down, okay, and then click on the next one, click on the next one. So once you're done and clicked all of them that you want to group, then click on here, create group. Alright, so we want to rename this group as, what did I even name it? Current knowledge and experience. Current, so let's increase our font so that you can see. Current knowledge and experience. Okay, so this is the form that we are supposed to fill, every one of us in this call, and then this will help us to do our reliability and check if this is okay. So I would love that we also, if is anyone joining with the laptop, so that someone else will also, let's use someone else's laptop, since this is a hands-on experience. Anyone joining with a laptop? Okay, no one. So everyone is waiting for video. All right, so let's continue. So I had wanted someone else to try from their own end. So let's also fill the post evaluation, because we also need it. So these are our first project. So let's call this our project 1 on research survey pre-evaluation. Okay, so these are first projects. Now make sure you always save. Okay, and as a rule of thumb, right, try to make your questions as brief as possible. One, if it can be so brief because of what you need to data, the kind of data you're working on, or rather the kind of research you're working on, then try to make sure that your questions are not self-limiting, they are not self-attacking, right? Find a way to just make people to easily flow when they are Sam Bala, do you have a question? When they are with you, okay? So let's go ahead.
Yes, yes, that is your question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Please, how do you ungroup if you mistakenly content?
You can still
How do you ungroup
you
if
can
you
still
mistakenly group?
have I even tried it before? Let's try it. Well, this is a practical class. Let's try it. So let's try to click on it and try ungrouping. Okay, so let's try. Okay, I think it might work, it might not work, but let's just try. But normally how I do it, I'll just delete. I haven't tried mistakenly to expand. Okay, so I don't think it's you can easily delete, but what I know to do is to delete. I can delete, right? Delete and rephrase the question. So, but you can try your hand and see if there's a way you can actually do that. But sincerely, how I do that, my own, is just to delete the option. I really have ever done that of ungrouping. All right, so let's continue. There's something I wanted to point out here. Okay, someone raising a hand. Okay, there is something. Have you ever read a question? Have you ever come to a question and then there are some options that wasn't showing? Maybe you came to answer your name. I think we needed to address it before going to the post evaluation. You come to answer your name, and then you're answering your email, and then you're answering your age. The moment you enter your age, a question that wasn't there before pops up. What happened? Haven't you asked yourself? I don't think Google Form does that. Yeah, it's still up for debate. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, correct me. You won't be seeing a question before, but the moment you enter a particular response, another question will pop up. What was that? It was something we call the what's the name again? The skip logic, right? The skip logic. So it's something that if you use, it makes your question look professional, right? All those postgraduate schools, they use it very well. These foreign schools, they use it very well. Once you're filling the form, and then another question pops up. And when I tried it, I said, wow, although this is how we used to do this thing, and I'll be like, right? So it's really nice because it will. Well, I don't think I just remembered it now. I said, let's add a question that will trigger such information. Okay, this is not really targeted to this question, but let's just add it. Only those who are in this class will understand this. I don't think. I wanted to add age, right? But if the age is, and then I'll add, what's it called? Marital status. Then if your age is below 13, marital status won't show. Or if your age is below 17, marital status won't show. Right? It won't come out as a question. So, but let's not do that because we'll be shifting this survey to people who are not in this call. So, but you've gotten the idea of what I'm trying to say, right? So you can use skip logic to just try your hand around that. So you want to, this first question is here. How would you rate your current knowledge? And the person says, okay, I'm a beginner, or he asks an option that is not really, he can skip the next question, right? It's just, should I even ask? Let's add it. Let's add, how many are we in this call? Yeah, let's not add it. It's not professional. Or let's go ahead. Let's create the, probably next time I'll try to do that. Okay, so let's do the second part of the post-evaluation questions. So let's group, call another project. Let's save this. This should be another project, return to list. So we have our first project now. So how do we deploy this? Let's deploy first so that some of us will just fill up this questionnaire while we're on the call. So how do we deploy a question that has been filled? Okay. How do we even fill up the new questions first? Okay, let's see. Okay. Just made a mistake. Alright, before we go into the second session, let's just see what we have done so far. The post-evaluation. Before we start creating let's just see how far we've done. So I just went, I don't know if you saw what I did, but I just went to my projects, right, the home projects, and I clicked on the one I already created. I wanted to just see a preview of it. Let's see how it is on people's eye. Let's just see. So click on preview. Okay, it's coming. Why is it delaying? Alright, so but if you want to just preview, just click on this. It will preview the form. Now if you want to begin to collect your data, so you remember the description we gave initially. My name, you have to introduce your, like we pointed out in the slides, you have to introduce yourself properly and then give them the reason why they should fill the form. Okay, and then we enter some details. Now if you click on the second option, the form, you see deploy, right? Deploy means that you are ready to send out this survey to the public, right? That they will fill it for you so that they will begin to collect your data. So let's click on this and see how it works. Okay, so it takes a little bit of time deploying. It says deployed. Now there are multiple options to, that's why I love Kobo Collect, or rather Kobo Toolbox. It's not like Google Form that it's tailored to one stream of one means of doing things. You can have the option of filling with your phone, with your laptop, or even with a mobile app called Kobo Collect, right? So, but assuming your audience don't have Kobo Collect as an app, right, there is still an option for them to fill the form online. So let's just click on this option. If you come down, if you want to redeploy, you can just click on here. Let's see if we can preview now, if it will load. It's still not yet loading. I wanted us to just see how it's looking. Okay, it's coming up. Sometimes it takes time depending on your network area. If it's taking our time, we'll still see it when we deploy. So you can either use online, offline, multiple submission. This option allows you to actually submit a form yourself, whether you are online or offline. This is always important when you are on a field study. Probably you collaborated with UN to go to a refugee camp to collect data from refugees, and you're the one collecting data. So sometimes you might not have network. You can use this option, right? You can easily enter the data, whether you're online, whether you're offline. You're the one entering the data. You can enter multiple data at the same time. You're going to the field, you collect data, come back, impute by yourself. You're the one doing this entry by yourself. This is the one online, offline, multiple submission, right? But there are other options. Let me increase this font. Okay, I guess you can see my screen now. So there are other options. We have the online only. That means you can't do it offline. If you click this option, you can't do it anything offline. It must be online. Then you also have online only, single submission. That means only one person. There is maybe a designated a person at one particular location that is only submitting one singular submission at a go, right? Depending on the scenario that is playing. So, but the one we are using today is what? The online only one respondent. So we just want one person from each who received the link to just fill. So you can also use the Android app. I don't think we have the time to describe this now. So let's just use this online only, which is what most of you and most of us will be using, right? So online only, let's click on that. All right, so once we're done with this, we are ready to deploy, right? You can just copy this link and share to people, or you can easily open it up here. Let's copy and then also open. So once we open this, something that everyone will be seeing. Let's see if we can drop on the chat box. Okay. All right, so if you receive this link, just begin to fill. Just click on it and fill. Let's just have Ademedi. Please go ahead and ask your question if you have a question.
Sorry, sir, I just want to confirm. The option to select the online, offline, did it only come up after you first deploy? After you deploy the
Yes,
form?
you must have to deploy first. You must have to deploy first. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So
Thank you, sir.
let's fill this form quickly and then let's continue. But while we fill that, Rejoice Yakubu, you have a question? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Rejoice Yakubu, go ahead. Okay, Godswill Nachi, go ahead if you have a question.
Okay, good evening. Please,
Good evening,
it's
sir.
asking for login. It's asking us to enter
Sorry.
Google credentials.
I should have, sorry. The option is here, so I should have told you. Now, allow submission. This is a link. It's something you have to click. Always check this box, right? So always check this box so that they won't ask for that. So once you check it, then people can easily fill. So I will delete that shortly and copy this link. Okay, so let me see if I can. It can't delete. So just use this new link. If it's the same thing, I think it's the same thing. All right, it's the same thing. But now you have free access. Someone else tried. Let's see how it works. Rejoice Yakubu, is that a mistake, or you have a question? So, has someone filled it? Let's check. We can see the live submission here. We just need to reload. You know, like I said yesterday, what will pain me is that after this training, that some of us, thank you. That some of us still use Google Form, and some of us didn't actually pick interest in using survey design for their study. That's when my my anger will be key. Right, so that I'm just joking. So, but please, as much as you can, try to, if you are already in your final year, push for using a mixed study. If you need guidance on that, just always reach out to me via LinkedIn or whichever means you can. Right. So, but push for a mixed study or qualitative study, or just a cross-regional study. Just start simple. Right. Use this to use the beauty of this tool and see how it can impact your study. So how many people are filling it now, so that we know whether we are progressing? If you're filling it now, okay. So while we wait for them to just fill up, let's fill up the post evaluation. Okay. Rejoice Yakubu, are you filling or are you asking a question? All right, let's enter the second aspect. So let's create a new project.
I want to ask.
A question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for everything. So I really appreciate. It's about the deploy needs. The options here we have online, we have offline. Then you can either be online and offline.
Yeah.
Are there specific reasons why we should go for online, or it has no added advantage at all? You can just use any means you want, or using online will make your data more effective or more reliable. Which I really want to know whether there are particular reasons why we should use an option, or all of them are just the same.
Okay, now, thank you. Remember when you were going for, especially some of us, I'm trusting God that some of us will collaborate with either some of the researchers will be doing the future days to come, right? So some of us will be involved in some rural collections that there might not be network. Faith, I'm coming. I will still indicate for you to speak, right? So you might be in a region where it will require you to either not be accessible to internet. So if you didn't allow this option, and then someone wants to, probably there was a rain and the paper needs to be discarded immediately, but you know anything can happen. And remember, people still do waybill of questionnaires. You know the risk of waybilling questionnaires. Imagine someone's 5 years work. Someone waybuild a questionnaire to me recently, and I said, what if something happens to this questionnaire? Right? What if something happened along the line and then blah blah blah, you lost all your data? And that's an MSc program, right? So I'm not saying that people don't use paper work today, but it's easier if you can enter the data immediately, enter it, right? And the reason for this offline online is just for you for flexibility, right? So if there's no network, you can still enter. If there's network, you can still enter. It's just saving on the browser. Once you come online, it's entered into the server. So, but I would suggest, our advice, always go for the both online and offline. Depend if you are the one doing the entering yourself. Remember, if you're the one doing the entering yourself, but if it's different locations that you're sending it to self-administered, that people are administering it by themselves, then you have to click on the option only, right? Online only, sorry. Faith, go ahead with your question, please. Yeah, Faith Ukoma, can you go ahead with your question, please? Before we continue.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, ma.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Thank you for your lecture. I just joined by 8 p.m. I tried to follow up. I'm not really following up. So will there be a video?
Yes, there will be a video. There will be a video. Okay, just you are in the community group chat, right? The community WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
All right. The more details about that will be dropped by the media people.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Well done.
All right. So let's. Has anyone filled the questionnaire? Now let's see.
Yes, sir. I've done
Yes,
it.
I've
I've
Okay.
done
done
that.
mine.
Okay. We have. Let's see it. We'll see it here.
Yeah, I filled it.
We'll see it here. Don't worry. So we just need to reload this. Once we reload, we'll see every entry that has come in, and it's just how I love Kobo Toolbox, right? So we have a lot of entries already. So we have about 7 entries. Okay. So these are people that has filled our data. All right. So and we might just use. Okay. I think tomorrow we'll enter into the. Let's try and enter the data for the post evaluation. So, but I don't just finish up this. We'll enter into that immediately. So once you click on the data, you see the entire data set. Now, if you want to analyze it here, you can still analyze here, right? Just a few analysis, but it has limitations, right? You can compare it with the flexibility of using an advanced tool. Okay, so you can easily analyze here, right? No, never go here. Okay, so let's click on reports and see. All right, so we are seeing the few analyses that are available here. So we are seeing that Philip field, Godsfield, Sam Akmala field, Yakubu field, right? And these are the percentages, all right? So, and these are other things. So we are seeing the tabular form. The okay, we are seeing some of them are undergraduate data analysts and the rest of it. So this is just a quick analysis, right, of this. Okay, so but assuming now that we want to export it into Excel or SPSS so that we can analyze our data properly, we can go to the download button, click on download, and then click on Excel. I want it to download it in Excel. You can use SPSS format, you can use CSV format, you can use Excel or CSV, whichever one that you want, but I want us to use Excel. So just click on that. These options, you might just leave it at default, and then click on export. Right, so once you export that, the download button will come out, then you can download, and then voila, we have our data. Right, our data is here. So if you open it now, we have our data in Excel format ready to be analyzed using SPSS. Okay, so let's go to, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do the data cleaning, data coding, everything tomorrow. This is already 8:30. So let's quickly enter our data so that we'll have tomorrow fully for analysis. So create a new project now. Create a new project for the post evaluation. So please, this post evaluation will come up after tomorrow's section. Okay, after tomorrow's session. Remember, some of the projects that we'll be doing will be the determining factor for the certification. No one should ask for certification except you submitted the project, the mini project that will be done after this workshop, and that's the qualification for the certification workshop, 5 days certification for the workshop. All right, so click on new for the post evaluation form creation, build from scratch. Okay, then let's call this post evaluation questions on survey research. Remember, always describe, always introduce, give your audience the reason why they should fill your questionnaire, right? My name is should I you already know me, but let's assume some persons don't know me, so but you always introduce, my name is Somto, okay, and we would, and rather I'm kind of currently carrying out a research to to assess the impact of the workshop on students. Now, every one of us will be creating our own survey and doing a mini project, and you send it to the group. We'll be the one that will fill your questionnaire for you, so that we'll be sure that you did the question, you didn't forward the data. So we'll fill the questionnaire for you. That it will be a mini project, a minimum of 5 to 7 questions that you submit, and then use the step that we'll teach tomorrow for your analysis, and then you also submit the results based on how we teach you tomorrow, right? And then with that you can qualify for this certification. All right, so I'm currently carrying out a research to assess the workshop on students, impact of the workshop on students. This will help us better create an advanced create a better curriculum for our participants, especially students, because I think they are the ones that are enjoying most of our programs because it's free for them. I wish I had such. Okay, so especially for students, if you're a student, that's a student, I mean whether MSc or BSc. If you're a PhD, you're an advanced student, you're normally a student. Don't mind me, this recorded, actually I shouldn't say this. Okay, so this will help us create a better okay, this is why you need to read. It will help us create a better curriculum for our participants, especially students. All right, let's just keep it at that to save our time. Okay, so you can click your region, either education. If you're in finances, please, some of us should go anyway. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Should I even talk about it now? Yeah, try to do diverse. If you're in arts, do studies around arts. If you're in economics, do studies, ask questions around economics. What I mean is this: create questions around your own field of interest, right? First of all, remember I said have a problem you want to solve. We had a problem that we want to solve here, right? Remember it was a very clear problem, right? So you need to have a problem. It shouldn't be just on academia before we start seeing a lot of academic work. All right, so as much as you can have a problem you want to solve, and then begin to create those questionnaires based on the problem you have in mind. So you have that option here if you're in humanitarian, if you are in hygiene economics, for those in human anatomy, for those in environmental health sciences, or dietitian, whichever one you are, just find your niche here and then click on it. Country, we still choose Nigeria because we are Nigerians. Okay, so we create projects. All right, so we have 2 projects created now. Remember, if you're using phone, I said initially before, you won't see this thing. Obviously, you have to click on somewhere around here, just any option beside the key, beside this key on your browser, you see the entire workspace. All right, so let's begin to create our questionnaire quickly within the next 10 minutes and see how we can finish up. All right, so the first question here says overall satisfaction level. Overall satisfaction and learning outcome, right? So this should be what? It shouldn't be an open-ended. We want to give them a structured option. So let's just give them should we give them, okay, let's see, ranking. Okay, should we do this? Should we discuss Okay, so let's delete this. No, we don't want this now. Sorry, let me copy this. Okay, let's just give an option here. Okay, let's just give it let's select one. Yeah, this should go. I think this should work. Not really a rating, but this not really a rating per se. As per rating, okay, very dissatisfied. Satisfied. Okay, we just want them to just click one option. So dissatisfied. Okay. People that are sitting on the bench, also give them an option, or rather sitting on the fence, sorry. Satisfied. Okay, you know, some persons will always, they prefer being quiet, so they like being on their own, so you have to give them their own option number 3, so that they also have an option. All right, so satisfied. So, but at least every one of us should fall into one of these options. All right, so, but this should be filled, but tomorrow. We won't release it until tomorrow after the session. Okay, so we have okay, first question gone. Second question. Right, let's see. Remember to save. Please rate your agreement with the following statements. Okay, please rate your agreement with the following questions. Okay, following, okay, statements, sorry, statements regarding these things can be very tricky, so be very careful when you're using these tools. Okay, anyway, it works with practice. As you use this tool, as we try out our hands with these practices I gave us, okay, it will help us. So regarding the masterclass contents, okay, okay, so we can add questions, and this should be a select one option. So okay, point, which one will serve this? No, barcode won't serve this now. Okay, let's just try this. So let's hint them and tell them, okay, we want you to, okay, wait, how this work now? Okay, this might not, I didn't really think how this, well, this might not work, this question might not work based on what I want to enter here. Okay, so let's see how we can improve on this. Okay, let's try this now. Let's try a hand on rating options. This will also not work because of these two options. All right, so yeah, these are advanced things that you have to take your time. Okay, so I'll have to go through it later on, and then probably tomorrow we'll have to work on it. So I think we'll have to add a new question. I think tomorrow, just remind me on this option, we'll have to handle it tomorrow in case I forget. I have to go through it again and show us how to do it. Okay, so let's go into the next question. Which aspect of the masterclass do you find most valuable? Okay, this has to be a text. Which aspects of the masterclass do you find valuable? So this an open-ended question that we want to also get from people. Is that a question? Yeah, Joy James, go ahead with your question. What aspects? Okay, so this. Okay, so this is the last question for this now. So let's just add this as a text. Okay. So once we are done with this, we are good to go for this. I think we'll add a few questions later on when I think about some other questions to add. So let's assume that this is okay. Like with group orders, you can just hold down your control key and then you can click on group. We can call this, what do we call it here? Assessments. Okay, knowledge assessment. Let's just call it knowledge assessments. Okay. All right, so let's call it that for now, and then we can save. By tomorrow we can add more questions to this. So let's go back to our it's already 8:30. So let's export. Okay, it's already open here. Yeah. Okay, you see the beauty of this. If you didn't open the questionnaire, so this is how it will be like when you started answering it. Is it not lovely? Is it not looking very neat? Right? It's just very awesome. You can click. Right? It makes your work look professional. Right? So it's just good. I'm not saying that Google Form is not good, but also try out this one. It has a way of improving your. Yeah, so it's just wonderful. You can easily type something here and you can submit. So I don't want to submit that. All right, so we have for tonight created the survey questionnaires, and then I had wanted us to try out some basic data cleaning, but I don't know if time will permit us. We already passed 1 hour 30 minutes that we promised. Okay, so we'll have to call it a day for tonight, and then by tomorrow we'll try to start up by 6 on the dot. Okay, the link you used when you started. Okay, yeah. Amira asked a question. Okay, how do we create our own questionnaire? Now, first of all, you need to, before I send the link, make sure you have, I already pointed out, you must have a problem that you want to solve. Right? You must have a question that you want to solve. Let's do data cleaning. We can't do it tonight. It takes time. It's already 8:30. So by tomorrow we can do that. We'll use the whole of tonight. Okay. See what we'll do. Everyone, just create your own questionnaire. Right. I'll try to finish up this questionnaire tonight, and then let's fill up the response, and then encourage others to also fill the response of this questionnaire already created tonight. And once we've done creating the questionnaire, and then we've gotten a lot of response from this pre-evaluation, then by tomorrow we won't enter into this survey again. We'll have to go directly into SPSS. But what will help us in your own end is to create your own questionnaire based on how we've done so far in the past 4 days. So you have to create your own questionnaire. I'll use the link we sent. I will send now. Create your own questionnaire based on a problem. First of all, remember you have to have a problem, because that will determine the question you will solve, the questions you add to your questionnaire. Then a maximum of 10 questions should be in your survey. Send the link to our group chat. Let every one of us fill up, and then that same is what you now send to me, to the admin of the group chat. We'll now check and assess. That's what will now determine if you're getting your certificate. All right. So I'll share the link now so that you can easily. It's Kobo Collect, just a simple website. If you go in, create your account first. Create your account first, and then kobocollect.kobo2box.org. That's www.kobo2box.org. Create an account first. Once you create an account, sign up, and then begin to create a project as we already directed, as already guided you in this video. You can also watch the video later. I think all of them should be in the Google Drive very soon. The deadline for the submission should be at least 3 days after the end of the workshop, right? So to give people who are also working time to, but it's not a very big project. That's why I didn't make it very long. It's just create a question, sent to the group chat, we'll fill it. Then you do the basic things that we'll be teaching tomorrow, very simple things that we'll do tomorrow, and then you submit the copy on Google Doc, on Word Doc, right? That's just a simple assignment we'll do tomorrow. All right, so but for tonight, create the questions, send to the group chat. I think we should begin to see the questions this night. Use this night to just, I think within 3 hours it should be done. Go to the Kobo Collect, create the form, create the questions, send to the group chat. Let's begin to fill your questionnaires. Don't create anything around academics. Create your own niche, right? Then we know that you actually did that work, so that we also learn from your own niche. Create a question that will also help us improve in your own area, right? Because I also feel it and also learn from you. Okay, so 2 things I'm expecting this night. First, our link for everyone to fill up the questionnaire on the pre-evaluation survey. I'll share it just immediately after this call. I'll share the link. Then tonight again, I'm also expecting to be seeing links of your own questionnaire you created, right? So that people will also help. You can just share to other group chat as well, so that people will also feel. If we have a massive, if you have a massive data, we can use your own, right? You can use your own as our second guide for tomorrow. All right, so 2 assignments for tonight. So let's try and do that, and God will help us. All right, so thank you very much, everyone that has stayed to this call. It's already day 4, and we are excited that you've been part of the call. Thank you for being part of the call from day 1 to day 4. We really appreciate your time and your energy, your enthusiasm to learn. It gives us the motivation to keep continuing this master classes and keep taking the training. So more information will be dropping on the group chat concerning the recordings, and then concerning other information you might need to know about MI Analytics. So for now, do have a good night's rest and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah, good night. Yeah, Mira.
Good night.
Yeah, Mira Mrachi, thank you.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah, Anthony, good night. Yusuf, it seems you had a network issue. You've been joining and leaving. I think Yusuf had a issue with his network. He has been just joining and leaving, not just concerning academics and psychology, other fields. Okay, yeah, Marachi, you're correct. Yusuf, it seems you had a network challenge. You've been going off and on. Yeah, I don't think you can hear me. Alright, so good night.